And so we also wanted to ask this question: what if everything went right? And what if some of these new technologies or new products could actually come and start to become more widespread, become normal? And so the book is really a whistle-stop tour, and we've done a few other things with the book, which I think are quite interesting. Like you said, you'd read the book, but I'm guessing, and we had a small chat on this before.
Yeah.
No one reads it from A to Z, right? Because
Right. And even if you can see the title of this podcast, I selected only one part of 3 or 4 parts in the book. I think three, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah.
So I took only one part out of it, which was more like it's resonated with me better. So that's why I decided this one.
Yeah. And so the book is 30 short chapters, typically 7 to 10 pages with a big idea, but also each chapter highlights an instigator, what we call an instigator. So it could be an individual, could be a new startup, or it could be a new organization, which is already living the trend, which is already showing how it might be here today.
Right.
And then a few questions that ask, okay, what would happen if this was to become more normal, more widespread? And so what we're trying to do is to say, look, I mean, part of this is just the reality. We know that business people and everyone watching this will feel it. You no longer have time to read 300 pages from start to finish. That's not the way the world works.
Yeah.
But also, it's this idea of being able to dip in and dip out and say, actually, there's a piece of inspiration that I can take from this adjacent sector, which maybe is a way of seeing the world that I hadn't otherwise thought of today, but I can now see it is here in one context. And what might it look, how might that translate if it comes to my sector, if it comes to my market? And this is something that, myself and Rohit have always done very intuitively. His previous books were the Non-Obvious Trend series. So it's really just trying to give people, a sideways look at things they may have heard about, but to give them, deeper insights about how, and the reason why we are talking, how can you use those insights to ultimately launch innovations in your own business? Because
Right.
of course, we think this stuff is interesting. It's but it has to be useful. It has to be actionable as well.